Hello, everybody. Some days you just go, oh, God, here we go, off the rails already. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the stream. My name is Kismet, and I overslept like a boss today. Oh, my gosh. I'm owed at least one oversleep after 88 days in a row raising funds for my mods. I didn't miss one day back then, so I at least owe one. But yeah, I was working on videos today. My everywhere is full. My streaming PC is full. All my machines are full. You got to think that I deal with terabytes worth of videos at that rate when you're streaming every single day for an extended period of time. I spent the bulk of my day just doing video after video after video after video. Exhausting. I got about 4 hours of sleep. And then it was also my wife's birthday yesterday, but we celebrated today. So I spent some time hanging out with the family and the wife after all of those videos and queued those up. They're still running. They're still running right now. They'll be running for another 2 or 3 days, those videos up to there. It's about, I think it's 2.5 terabytes. Yeah, 2.5 terabytes worth of video is processing right now. I'm trying to catch up on some of those past videos. I've been working on tons of stuff for TwitchCon and for my mods and for a whole bunch of other stuff, which I can't release yet. But working hard over here. And I said, well, you know what? I'll just lay down for a few hours. Then my wife goes, hey, aren't you supposed to stream today? And I'm thinking, it's Monday. No, wait a minute. What happened to Sunday? And I have like 3 alarms in there. Apparently, I slept through all of them. And so did my wife, too. We both slept through them. I was out. But I really enjoyed that sleep, though. That was rock solid sleep. Very rarely do I sleep really solidly because I have sleep apnea. So I have a tendency to wake up and tendency to not get real solid rest. That was some serious rest there, and I apologize to my raid team. I apologize to everybody in WoW who might want to run the dead mines or whatever. But best thing to do in life is to just say, my bad. I made a mistake, right? You can go in and make excuses, and I can say, you know what, I've been working really hard and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you know what you do? You just say, you know what, my bad. I made a mistake. You roll on with life, right? Don't spend so much time, wasting your time saying, oh, well, it's because of this, that, and the other thing, and blaming the stars aren't aligned and all of that. I hear that all the time in my life. I tell you, I've heard so many excuses as reasons why people were late for work, the reason why this happened and the other thing happened. If you made a mistake, just say, you know what, made a mistake, I overslept, I was tired, here I am, still back at it. That's the best way to do it. Just move on with your life. Don't waste your time trying to cover that up or trying to blame somebody else because it's usually your fault anyway, right? And my wife, of course, turned 25 again, as she keeps doing. Beautiful as ever. Such a sweetheart. She was super tired today, too. She had to work today, too. So she worked today, and then we took her out to Olive Garden, to her favorite place to eat, and then worked on more videos when I came back and a whole bunch of other stuff. And then literally just said, oh, I'm going to go to sleep. And then woke up. Well, here I am. That's how tired I was. But again, we're in the last kind of final stages before TwitchCon. We got about 3 weeks out now. Very cool. Actually, about 24 days or something like that. Out from TwitchCon. If you didn't see it, I had a bunch of shirts come in for my mods. Very cool. And a shirt that says, I'm high level in real life. But you know what? I just do what I do. I do the best I can. And frankly, this is astounding that I can even do it at this level, at this point. I am very dazzled that I'm even capable of being sitting in this chair at this point. I'm very happy, even if I am behind, that I can even still function as a person. I'm not trapped in the bed, which is awesome. So let's get into it. Let's go ahead and say hello to all my epic mods. Thanks to Gwen, who was going to be here, who I appreciate. And again, my mods know that if I'm not here within 10 or 15 minutes, to just say, you know what, Kismet's running behind, or the stream may be called off because of my medical conditions. They know that. Same thing with meetings when we have meetings. If I'm not there within 10 or 15 minutes, the best thing to do is just to continue the meeting without me there, because I do have, disabilities that make it very, very difficult. And I am one of those people that will now bug me. Me being late today, that will bug me for a month. I hate being late. I will show up like a half hour early to not be late. I'm that guy. I despise being late for anything. So it just triggers me big time, because I don't like other people to be late on my time, and I don't like to be late on their time. So just know that it will bother me for at least a month that I missed that one day, even though I went 88 days in a row, or actually really 88 days, and I took one day off, and then 89 days. 89 days in a row. Actually, I think it's been longer, 100, 200 days without being late for the stream. But such is the way it goes. We'll just roll on. Let's see who we got in the chat. Let's see. H2O coming in. Oh, and Gabe Killer coming in later, or right now, to back me up as well. Who else we got in the chat? We got Gabe Killer with the host. Thank you so much for that. H2O coming in, showing the love. First person I see. Give him 1,000 kids caps. Local Psychosis saying, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Mr. Makala coming in as well. Give all of them 1,000 kids caps. I thought you were off tonight. No, tonight. Monday night, I'm off. So, see, the thing is, when I woke up, it said Monday. And I'm thinking, is it Monday or is it Sunday night into Monday? And it's Sunday night into Monday. So, I'm actually not off. Not off now, but tonight I'll be off. And I'll update my schedule maybe later so that everybody kind of knows what's up with what. But, and everybody asks from time to time, Kismet, why do you set your time at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? And the reason why I do that is because when you're streaming overnight like that, when I'm doing videos, what happens is it screws up my video time. So it makes it harder for me to do videos if I don't start at 11:59 and then it says the right day on it, right? So when I come back to edit it later, I know what day it is. And just to keep those videos going is literally thousands of hours of my time. Thousands of hours of editing and processing and uploading and queuing them all up. It is quite the major chore. It has literally taken me like 5 or 6 days just to get to a point where I've caught up, and now they're running, and I will upload them and get them off of my machine because I have zero space everywhere, except now for my streaming PC has some space so I can record this. Now, one of my videos last time got corrupted because it ran out of space. So I got to watch out for that because that'll destabilize my entire machine and all of that. You guys know what happens when you run out of space. You know what happens. Great to see the Fallout, some Fallout action. Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of Fallout here. I was going to raid with my crew, but I'm sure they were smart enough to say, well, Kismet, you know, he's got medical conditions. I'm bailing. I'm sure they outed, hopefully after 10, 15 minutes. They should all know, if I'm not there within 10, 15 minutes, and that's what you should do, really in anything, whenever you're meeting with somebody, whenever everybody's like that, if they didn't contact you within that time, within 10 to 15 minutes of a meeting or whatnot, you should roll on to the next thing. That's what I always did, in business as well. If somebody was running behind or, they said, oh, well, I'll meet you at this time, and they weren't there within 10 to 15 minutes, I usually tell them up front, you know, if you're not there within 10, 15 minutes, I'm going to roll on to the next thing in my day. And that's what I would do. I would do the same thing. And that's why I suggest that to my mods. And I appreciate you guys watching for me to come back online. Appreciate you all being here, having some fun. Yeah, they had, let's see. Raid success tonight. I can taste it. Oh, well, I don't know if we're going to do the raid tonight because I don't see my crew on. I see Jeff on, but I seriously doubt that we're going to be able to get this going on at this point. If I had started it on time, maybe. But yeah, we might have to push that raid to another day. Maybe like a Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. H2O says, oh yeah. Marzi coming in. Hi, kids in chat. Hey, Marzi, how's it going? Thanks for being here. No need to apologize, Kismet. You need to rest with all your hard work. Yeah, I needed that rest. I really did. I need about another 3 days of that because I'm going to rest again. Monday, I'll be off again tonight. I'll be off as well, and I'm just gonna work on a bunch of stuff, queue a bunch of stuff up, which right now is uploading all of those videos to YouTube, queuing up a ton of those videos, and then I'll feel like I've caught up on that, and then right back to working on TwitchCon because I got about a couple weeks left. Got to send all that stuff to TwitchCon. Hopefully, some of my Hail Marys that I threw for TwitchCon come through. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Always down to the last darn minute. It really irritates me every single year that I start, 8 months out. And then everything is always at the last minute. I don't know. It's everybody else. It's not my fault. I contact all the people and say, hey, this is what I need. And they just take forever. Take forever to get back to me. I have to keep following up on them and all of that. There you go. All hail, all you can eat breadsticks. Yeah, I did enjoy some breadsticks. I did have, I kind of went off my juicing and went and had myself some spaghetti with meat sauce. It was very, very good. And we had a great time with the family, me and my kids and my wife. Hang out and had a good time. My kids are all growing up. They're getting all big. They're all getting tall now. They're going to be taller than me, it looks like. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. You know, when you look at your kids, you know, you always see them as a baby, right? You always see them as that baby that you held. You help learn to walk, and you help learn how to use the spoon, and, you know, teach them how to tie their shoes, and all of that. You get really nostalgic sometimes when you look at your kids. It drives your kids crazy, though, because they don't see it from that perspective. They haven't gone through that yet. They don't have that perspective in their life yet. They're still young, and they're still trying to decide what they want to do in life. They have no idea what life is going to be, and really nobody does. When you're at that age, what's going to happen to you after that? Right? Where you're going to go, what you're going to do, what you're going to, you know, where your life is going to take you. That's for sure. I didn't know that I was going to be right here, right now. That's for sure. But it's time to play some games. Let's go to it. All right, everybody, it's time for a little bit of 76, and we'll get into a whole bunch of WoW. Man, I was getting too dizzy yesterday, man. Oh, man, I had to peace out. I was like, peace out, too dizzy, pushing myself too far. I didn't get to that much time to play some WoW, but we'll try to get some in today. That's to all of you, to your health. Keep healthy, everybody. Keep drinking that water. That water is so good for you. All right, so I don't see anything in here. We got some patch notes from August 20th. We're in September now. I wonder what they're coming out next. You know, I'm kind of curious, right? We're going to get into that fall stage, and of course, all the potentially voiced NPCs, private servers, all that kind of fun stuff. You never know what's coming down the road. But right now, let's go ahead and play some games. Let's get into it. Adventure mode. Turn all that stuff on. Get going. I don't see any alerts there. Again, thank you so much. Oh, dishing out those Kiz caps. Dishing out those Kiz caps. You should have seen everybody going for those breadsticks, man. They were like devouring those breadsticks, I tell you. We also got some mozzarella sticks. By the way, if you've never had their mozzarella sticks, they really bread them really, really well. I had one. I'm trying to be good. I'm sick of lugging my belly around. But you can see my face is definitely skiddier. You can see I'm losing the pounds again. And that is a good thing, man. I tell you, when you're overweight, when you have that extra weight on you, it just seems to drag you down all the time. And when you start to lose a little bit of that, it really does energize you to get out there and lose some more and do a little bit more. The hardest thing is avoiding, you know, ice cream and cookies and chocolate and all of that other stuff that, you know, you become addicted to. Or at least I do. I'm a chocoholic, big time. Big time. Love me some chocolate. Look at that bar. I hope that's not my bar. There we go. All right, we're in. We're ready to rock and roll. There we go. Turn my sound up a little bit. Putting that atomic shop in there. Bethesda. Don't go too far with that. That's a red alert right there when they start to put it in the game. All right, let's see. Where's my button over here? I gotta press some buttons. There we go. Press some buttons. I see Game Killer hanging out there in the mod chat. Thanks, Game Killer. Appreciate it. Now, of course, you know we gotta do our standard thing. Go over here, scrap all this loot. I'm kind of bummed. We're gonna try to do the raid again today, but that is a bummer. I think we're gonna miss out on that. We're just gonna go ahead and see if we can kind of clear. Oh, I got another thing there. See, I'm always surprised when I scrap something, and then I get another thing, because you just think how much stuff I've scrapped in this game. I'm always surprised that I actually get another mod for it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and look at our crafting here. Let's just turn this off so we don't have to listen to that. Let's see. Get in here. Adrenaline, gunsmith. Let's get back into our crafting set here. Super duper. I'm sure my weapon is... oh, wrong. Yeah, no, that's right. Ammo Smith. There we go. I'm sure my weapon is most broken at this point. Let's see. Modify, repair. Nope, wrong thing. Over here. That's the modify, repair we need. Oh, yeah. Definitely broken. All right. Well, somewhat broken. Boom. There we go. Double that up. Looking good. Looking good. Let's see. Anything we can cook over here? Oh, yeah. Why we don't have a slider, I don't know. But I guess I'm just going to keep pressing the space bar until I'm done. There we go. Oh, got the super duper. Made some double action there. Let's go in. Let's get that shotgun. Whoa, hey, look at all that plastic. Oh, mama. Bring me that shotgun. There we go. Lots of shotgun shells. Burned about 1,000 ammo on it last time. Again, let me pop in here and talk to Jeff over here. See how he's doing. Hey, Jeff. Sorry for the delay, bro.
No problem.
I don't think we're going to be raiding today. Just a heads up, man. I was rock solid out, man. I'm sorry.
I'm just playing WoW.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I'm just going to be doing a little bit here in 76, then I'll be bouncing over in a bit. All right. So we're just going to, because of my raid team's not on, I'm just going to switch right back into cash mode, make a little bit of cash, work on collecting some more stem packs and ammo if I can find it. And I think I owed Kidney Killer about, I don't know, about 1,000 or so. Because he bought me a bunch of stem packs and ammo. I appreciate that big time. So let's just make some quick cash and get it going from there. What am I doing? Looking at my weight of my character right now. 294 of 295. All right, that's not good. Let's hit T, drop that in there. What else we got? What else we got that's weighing us down? A whole bunch of stuff in there. Let's go ahead and offload that in the vendor. Now, when I'm wandering around the vendor here, I typically will turn off the sound. Because he just constantly talks. I really feel like they need to fix that big time. I could have made from that blood pack. Oh, there went my antibiotics. Darn it. A little too fast there. I could have made myself a stem pack from that thing. But that's okay. Let's just get rid of all this stuff. I hate carrying around all this excess stuff. It really doesn't help my character to have 50,000 tons of stuff on me. Oh, I got tons of stem packs on me too. Let's keep that. We use that for food. I got, yeah, tons of stem packs weighing me down as well. Look at that. Barely lost any weight from that. All right, what the heck? That we want to sell to the legendary vendor. I got 371 legendary vendor. Boom. Okay. Oh, I feel like that's right. I think I might have some extras that I haven't got rid of yet. Let's see. Any extra legendaries? Oh, no. Wow. I actually finally got rid of all those legendaries. Can you believe it? That is amazing. Amazing. All right, what are we at? Oh, over here. What are we at legendary exchange-wise? We're at 380. All right. We'll just break 400 first. Anything else? Let's see. Probably the stem packs are what's weighing me down right now. Let's go ahead and put our stem packs back away for when we raid. This is way too many stem packs to have on me here. Let's say 13 is probably good. We got tons of spoiled. Look at that. Look at all the spoiled food on me there. That is a lot of spoiled food. That's definitely what's weighing me down big time. Let's go ahead and get rid of that off of me. That just bums me out every time when I have tons of spoiled food like that on me and didn't get a chance to sell it to the vendor, didn't cook it or anything. That is a huge bummer. Let's see. Oh, I can't see anything there. I bet you also ammo. Let's go ahead. Again, the biggest bummer is this inability to store all your stuff. Like right here, right? You want to save some ammo so you can sell ammo. Again, I don't know how people have a giant full thing over here. Because it just takes up so much space to retain all of this ammo and retain all of these things that just eat up your space. And I mean, you don't have enough space. That's got to be fixed at some point. I hope they fix it soon. I think it would be a big coup for 76. I think it would really help motivate people to play again if they could crush that larger stuff here. Hitting that spacebar raw crystal there. Trying to get that out of there. Improved repair kits. Let's say 2 right now. I don't need that many. Let's see. Antonio's holotape. Don't need that. Man, I wish I'd get this out of here. At some point, it did let me remove these, and then all of a sudden, boop, put me right back into that quest again. And I can't get rid of those. It was a bummer. Bummer Roonies. Put those notes away. Junk, ammo. We got all that off us. We're at 142 now. Looking good. Looking good. Anything else here? They don't really need that many rataways. Let's say put 14 away. Flour in there. Stingwing fillet. How we doing on food and water? Let's go see over here. Get that radiation off. There we go. A little bit of radiation there. Let's go over here. Let's go ahead and drink. Man, I love the fact that you have to hold down the E to drink now. That's very nice. Very, very nice. All right. I think we got that. We're full. And then we're going to go ahead and check our purified water. I don't even know if I did it earlier or not. I can't remember. But hey, we're making some monies there. Making some monies. All right, let's go ahead and make our cash run. Get our cash in. Get our day started. And again, thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate everybody being here in the stream. They're putting NPCs in 76. Nice. Yeah, Local Psychosis, they're going to have voiced NPCs in 76 again. In fall, they say. Roughly fall. And then also it will be affected by your perks, much like in Fallout New Vegas and in Fallout 4. You'll get that. Oh, don't be shooting explosive shotgun. Don't be shooting explosive shotgun if you're close up. Just trying to turn my sound on. Let's go ahead and get that wood too while we're at it. Let's go ahead and check our perks as well. I don't think I turned my green. Nope, I didn't. I'm glad I saw it before I picked up all that stuff, though. Let's see. I gotta have my green thumb. Where are you hiding? There we go. Green thumb. Maybe a little bit of bobblehead action. We can turn this off. Turn that on. All right, we're looking good. And then go ahead and grab a bunch of loot. Thought that was a mine for a second. I was like, I don't remember a mine being there. And there isn't one there. It was just a hole in the ground. All right, we're going to run around, grab ourselves a whole bunch of corn. Now, this is something I do because it's like the easiest thing to do in the entire game is just to run around and grab this random corn laying here, right? And you could jump from place to place to place, grabbing a bunch of stuff. And you're like, well, Kismet, it costs you money to travel here. Well, I could have reduced the cost, but it's like 12 caps to go here. And then it's going to be free for me to go back since my camp is right next to the vendor. So literally this cost me 12, and I'll make about 300. I don't know about you, but that seems like a pretty good profit to me. And that's why they call me the Wasteland Tycoon, because I'm always making the dollar bills. Or in this case, the caps in the Wasteland. That's why I run around and find great spots like this. Now, there are many spots, but I find this is the best spot for the cost of travel. It's low level. Rarely anything hard enough to kill you, especially at my level. And if anything comes out of here, we'll just blast it in the face. And I can hear him in that house there. I see the doors closed, so good chance that no one's looted that yet, which is good. Sometimes I'm very systematic, and sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I just randomly run along and grab stuff. Somebody open that door. If somebody opened that door, I know they're standing right there. You didn't make it. Ugh, shotgun. Why are you so slow, shotgun? Hold on, let me put my scatter shot back on again. I can tell something's wrong. It should be like that. That's how my gun should reload, because I have a faster reload on it. Quick load, as well as I have that scatter shot, which should make it go 30% faster. So it should be going pretty fast. All right, now here's the drawback of blasting an explosive shotgun in here is all your stuff's going to be moved all around. You got to go hunt it down. Lots of cloth in here. Lots of plastic. I can't even move that off the top. Oh, there we go. I move it off the top, see if there's anything in there. Lots of 10mm there. I got blasted up there. All right, some of it's got knocked all over there. And again, I just kind of sweep through, grab what I can. Most of the stuff I'll just throw away. But it just makes it easier. Easier and quicker just to grab it all than to stop and onesie, what I call onesie twosies everything. Where you go, okay, do I need that? Oh, do I need that? Do I need that? That takes forever. But in this game, you know, sometimes you have to do that because you become overburdened. Super, super easy in this game for sure. And you don't have enough space to put it into your storage. So it can be quite rough. But you know what? It just forces you to learn a bit more management of your stuff. Very, very important to learn that management in the game. That's why I have so many bobby pins, because that right there. I'm not going to bother to open that. Takes my time, and I'm trying to get her done here and move on. Now, again, so there we just made about 100 caps. Costs us about 12 to travel here, so we're already in a profit. As well as we found tons of other loot there as well. Great thing about explosive shotgun, you only got to get close. You only got to get close there. Let's see. We got power armor over here. Oh, some T60 today. Very nice. Now, this actually rotates the power armor, but I just grabbed the fusion core. So there we go. Making some profit on fusion core. A whole bunch of random ammo or whatnot in here. Oh, some plastic. We'll take that every single day of the week. Again, this is an incredibly powerful and profitable run. You know what I should do? I should do something a little different today. I'm going to go and actually run back up here, make a little extra profit, running up into this thing over here. Very rarely do I run up here in this one here, but let's get her going off. I forget what's up here. I can see some plastic already right there. A whole bunch of cement. Another nice place. Now, again, look at this. This is just, you know, one little spot, low level. Sweeping through here, getting all the loots. Even if you just took it and sold it to the vendor, some of this stuff actually is sellable before you break it down into its raw form. Always want to sell your extra junk to the vendor before you break it down. Oh, that's some rat poison right there. And up here we go. Bunnies. This is what I call super looting, when you go in and you loot everything. Or in this case, it's speed super looting, because I'm just picking stuff up really fast. Look at that adhesive right there. Very nice. Nothing else in there. Nothing else over there. Also, if you see like a way out like this, I would like this because, you know, this is the high ground right here, right? This is the high ground. You're blasting everybody, which is super fun. Now, of course, you don't want to be running around your power armor because I don't want to start that guy either. You don't want to be running around your power armor because it will cost you. There's some wood there. I could have turned my wood perk on. Be getting double that, but don't feel it's really necessary. I think that's about it out here. Not much else. You know, I don't think very rarely do I go up on the high edge here. Nothing else to farm out here. That'd be awesome with a whole nother thing that I hadn't discovered up here. Again, every now and again I try to go off run, right, to just see if there's anything else to discover out here. Look at this, just rows and rows of grass rolling there. Yeah, cool. All right, let's keep going. Now again, normally I do that first farm, then I go here to this kind of Quonset hut barn area, and then over here to this one. And just really easy mode. You guys were dead. Apparently not. Oh, that's a legendary. Come here, give me that legendary loot. Sweet! Well, that was worth it. Alright. Too close, too close. Explosive shotgun. You don't want to be too close. You break your own legs or cripple yourself. That's a dangerous thing. Gotta think I have an explosive shotgun. If I hit the ledge, boom, it's gonna blast back and hit me. Oh, well, I took the risk and it worked out. All right. No one's been in here today. Look, this particular server, you can tell no one's been in here today. Clearing that stuff. Oh, you know what I did put on? I just realized it. I didn't put my Pharma back on. That's what I need. Can do, and my Pharma there. There we go. Jump in the tub so we can get over here. Then we can do a bonus search, see if we get lucky today. Sometimes it takes a while. There it is. Oh, extra stem pack. Very nice. That's extra cash money in our pocket. You can find a bunch of bonus loot as well. You're like, Kismet, why didn't you loot that when you first came in? The reason why is you always want to assess that danger. Take care of danger first and loot second. There we go. And then we're just sweeping in here. There's some wood there, wood over there. There's some random stuff under there. Some cups and other random stuff. Now, again, most of the stuff I'll just throw away, but I just think it takes longer to sit there and go, okay, do I want that? Do I want that? Do I want that? Kind of thing, right? It just drives me crazy when I have to do that. Drives me crazy. All right, some copper down there. Some free copper. We'll take all that. Thank you very much. And today I feel like doing the mines today, so we'll run up here. More wood. I mean, there are just crazy tons of resources, all compacted in this one spot. Here's crystal over here. Come on. Doesn't seem like it's grabbing it. All right, whatever. Moving on. All right, some days it just acts funny. Now get... Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well. Houston, we have a problem. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's how it's going to be, is it? Okay, time to switch servers. Alrighty. Leave world. The second I start to see that happen, it's either a client issue or it's a server issue. I'm jumping. Because I can just jump to another server. Now, they made it where you can't do what a bunch of people were doing at the beginning of the game. They were kind of cheating. They would jump servers and then recollect all the loot, which I think is a good change. I think it's good because it, you know, crushes the community or the all of the not the community, the what do you call it? Right out of my bread. Right out of my bread. Right out of my brain. I can't even speak. Crushes the finances of the server. Man, what the heck is that word I'm looking for? My brain not working. And I had lots of sleep today too. Darn sleep apnea sucks. So yeah, it definitely disrupts it when people can have infinite cash. You don't want that to happen in the game. You don't want it to happen. Look, it's bad, Kismet. I need more juice and less breadsticks. There you go. There you go. All right, see, look, that's working now. See, we wanted to go ahead and grab this. And I don't mind at all that they made it where you can't, you know, jump servers and keep grabbing it and keep grabbing it. If I grab it on this server now, no matter what server I go to, it will remember that I had already grabbed it on that other server. So I have no problem with that. But it should at least let me pick it up the first time. Because I haven't picked it up here in a little bit, so I should be able to pick all this up. So, I should be able to grab. Oh, there's my overburdened, which is nothing new for me. That's like my everyday, bro. What? You guys are back, huh? Want some more of this? Little sucker. Onesie. Get you little suckers. Of course, you could re-kill the mobs over and over again, I guess. There's a thing in the corner I missed. I guess you could re-kill the mobs over and over, but I'm not a big fan of doing that. I feel like it's kind of a an exploit of the system. So I just keep doing what I'm doing, right? I get enough caps just running around doing what I'm doing right now. And again, I don't like to do it for too long. You know, just maybe once or twice. Do I do a cash run in a day? But I'll do different cash runs. Like I'll do, this, which is fairly easy. You just run up back and forth, grab all this razor grain, and, you got 300 or 400 caps. Now, you got to think that per day, you can only make 1,400 caps from the vendor. And, I try to get in every single day, max out that vendor as best I can without spending, 100 hours trying to do that, which it shouldn't take that long. It's not that hard to make cash in here once you get an idea of, places to go and things to do. In this case, we're going to go ahead and grab a ton of this. Like this, and I'm looking for everything to turn brown, right? When everything's turned brown in this area, it's a beautiful day to be out here, too. Not raining. It's usually raining or dark or something when I'm out here doing this. Try to find all of them. Oh, there's one. Right there. See, missed a couple. Oops, some in the bushes that we missed. So, again, really great spot. Oh, some there we missed. Really great spot just to run out, grab some cash. You can do it even at, like, when you first begin, right? When you're just running around Flatwoods, you're level 5, you could run over here easy, get that cash, and then boop, back to your camp like this. Oh, well, first I need to put on my other perk. Take a couple of my shotguns out, and then turn on my strong back. Let's see, we're looking good there. Yeah, just barely, perfecto. Perfecto, and then of course it doesn't cost me, what the heck? What am I looking at? Oh, I'm looking at my stats. There we go. 350 and 335. All right, that's more like it. I was like, man, that sure doesn't seem like enough weight. But sometimes your brain just says, go for it. Now, again, I'm still overburdened, so I'm going to go ahead and try to get in my power armor so that I can travel with all this loot at once. Now, in Fallout 4, one of the things I would do is I would grab a bunch of loot, and then I would put them in a container, and I would travel with just partial amount of the loot, sell that, and then travel back, grab the rest of the loot. You want to travel back right away, too. You want to get it before it respawns. In the survival mode of Fallout 4, watch out, because in the survival mode, it has a tendency to reset more often. So if you leave that stuff behind, make sure you save first. Every time you go to leave stuff behind, make sure to save first, then teleport, then drop it off, then teleport back, see if it's there. If it's not there, well, then you can't do that. You have to grab it all and then slow walk it out of there if you do want to take all the loot or leave it behind, one or the other. All right, let's try this again. Fast travel. There we go. All right. Now we're doing good. And again, that's why I like to have a lot of my very heavy carrying stuff, including my power armor, which you can carry more, as well as my perk cards that help me walk with a lot of weight on me. And then I walk right back here. Look at all this mute fruit here. More money in my pocket. Oh my gosh, just making. Let me introduce you to the Kismet kill box. Oh wait, you already met. Don't come attacking my base. I need a gourd. My gourd done broken. Wonder if there's one in here. Let's go take a look. Stuff blowing up out there.
Now, trade.
Mute. Mute. All right, we're gonna sell some pistols, make a little cash. Let's see what else. We got some legendaries there. Scavenger. Oh, always so dangerous to sell stuff because it doesn't show you what's what. Now, again, right here, 128 corn. You're like, Kismet, why don't you, like, cook that up and try to get double of all that food? Well, we've already tested that before. Hey, Slipmo, what's up? Hey, Johnny Pickle, thanks for being here. Lucky I always get bunk. There we go. There you go. So yeah, so we did discover that it's just easier just to sell that corn straight out, right? Just sell it, 128, boom, bye-bye. Because otherwise it burns up all your other resources. Now, if you have a lot of wood or a lot of other resources, then I guess it's not that bad. But one of the problems is the fact that you get way too overburdened with that stuff. So I just sell it all. Sell it all. It just is eating up my inventory space. And it could be cash money in my pocket. See, look at that razor grade. 216. There's 216 caps right there. Easy mode, everybody. Easy mode. That's just... Oh. I'm gonna keep that stingwing fillet for now. How's those looking? Oh, those are still fine. Yeah, keeping that cashola, right? Keeping that, look at that, boom, right down to 735. So that was 4, 5, 6, 7. That was 700 caps we just made right there. Counting some of that other stuff we had earlier. So we've already made about 700, which is nice. We also got a legendary, which is also nice. Let's get that going. Let's go ahead and transfer that into there. Wood saving arm. Then look how it's not tagged. It always scares me. Always scares me when I'm putting stuff in there because it's not tagged. 'Cause I'm in my power armor. It's usually safer to get out of your power armor when you're doing trading, because now look, all the little squares have come back, and you can see what it is. But that's why I put Z's on it, so I know which one's mine and which one everybody else. Now, also right in this area, there's a whole bunch of stuff just laying around. That we can go around, you know, bottles and whatnot we could pick up. You know, there's some caps right there. And so on. And over here, we can pick up scalpels. We can pick up all this stuff. I mean, this is just money laying around everywhere. Dog tags. Also, here you got a pack of cigarettes, which is plastic. Definitely buy those up. Plastic is always worth the purchase, I find, because you just never seem to have enough. The spoiled vegetables back there. And do a little sweep here. I haven't done a sweep here in a while. I get that one? I didn't even get it. All right. Nuclear protection.
Thanks for truce in Pulaski.
All right. What else we got over here? Got it. Plastic in there. Oh, that's already been looted. That already been looted. Alright, in there. Now, I don't want to scrap anything right here. Let's grab all of this. Let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and empty house.
I am authorized to
Mute. Every time I hear that vendor start to talk, I mute the heck out of him. Alright, here we go! Gathering all the stuff out of here. There is no take all in this game. You have to press spacebar 1,000 times. Hey, Sam, what's up? I dumped 33 bulk computers because I have another 30 bulk computers and my vendor caps were already gone and no space. Oh, yeah. Well, you want to see me dump some resources? Watch this. Watch this. I have dumped literally tens of thousands of resources in this game. Just so many. It is pretty rough. What we got over here? So what I do is I'll go in, and every now and again, I will basically clean house of my stuff, right? I'll take everything out of the junk just in case I drop something in there I didn't want to. I'll scrap everything like this. Now, I could sell some of this stuff. Like, great example, well, hardened mass, we know we want to keep that. So let's just start with that first. We'll go to hardened mass. That's for our very high-end crafting. We'll just keep that. But some of the stuff like bottles and things like that, it doesn't actually break down like beer bottle. I know I'm not going to need that. I can sell it for 10. That's 10 caps right there. That's fine. Baseball, that's fine. That's just cork and leather. We'll get rid of that, right? See, we can sell a whole bunch of stuff before we break it down, and some of it we can sell after we break it down, right? In this case, we also want to keep the most important stuff, which is the hardest stuff to kind of make. Not that hard, but fairly hard, which is our flux here. We want to always make sure that we just keep all of that. So we can make fusion cores, we can make higher end items in our camp and all of that. These are all an instant save, no matter how many of them you have, usually. Unless you have like 500 of them, then you definitely don't want to save that. Let's see, what else? Ultrasight is a good one. You know, maybe 50, right around 50 is good. And then everything else you want to just kind of go and say, okay, how much space in my inventory do I really want to take up with all of this, right? So you basically, I try to downscale a lot of this now because it just sucks up so much of your space, and you don't really have that much. Bone shards. Oh wait, let's see what else we need to scrap over here. See, if you go to scrap, it'll show you just the stuff that is there. And I kind of feel like I want to sell some of this stuff anyway. I don't need to keep these seeds. I don't think I'm going to use them, and if I need them, I can go get more. But other than that, you can see that I only really have two things that are not broken down in their base components there. Radioactive pumpkin skins and the stingwing barb, which is fine. And then we'll go ahead and transfer. Some more stuff in here. So again, we did 30 there. Bone shards. How many do we want to do there? Maybe 10. Right, 10 there. Ceramic scrap. Let's say 20. Circuits, 7. We'll go with that. Concrete scrap, 20. Copper scrap, 20, and so on. I try to go very bare minimum now because I do collect a lot of loot. We'll work on the crystal shards and all that stuff later. Adhesive, even adhesive now I downscale because I do get a lot of adhesive, but I'm going to go ahead and put that at 50. Let's put that in there. Fiberglass, that's a 20. And you have to do this quite often, especially when you're loot a lot like me. Like glass shards is one of those things. When you loot a lot like I do, you have a tendency to just be overwhelmed with this amount of stuff because you just don't have enough storage space. And it is a big bummer that's still a thing at this point. Lead, I don't like to get rid of that. Loose gears, let's downscale that to say 20. Screws down to 20. Spring down to 20. Plastic, we're going to take all of that. Nuclear waste, again, down to 20. Now, normally, nuclear waste is the thing that's worth the most. And the funny thing is, once you do this, raw cloth, too. Once you do this, let's go 100 on raw cloth, because we use that for ammo and stuff. Fertilizer, 20, maybe. Maybe not even that. You can make a lot of fertilizer just taking old food and converting it into fertilizer. That's fairly easy. Rubber, way down. And I would say I spend just about every single day micromanaging stuff. And it would be nice to get to a point where you don't have to micromanage it as much. 500, we'll keep that. Vault 94 steel scrap. Cool. Cool. Look at us looking fancy. Acid is something that you use a lot of. Let's say maybe just 100. I'm going to get plenty of that. Antiseptic, don't use it that much. Again, I could be using all of these resources to make other things, right? I could be making, stem packs or all of those things from that. But, that's a lot of extra time to find the other elements that make that work. Oh, I definitely need to work on my wood scraps. All right, that's it. Boom. That's it. So I just kind of downscaled all of that stuff, put it away in the bank so that I know that I have a bit of each thing, right? A bit of each thing. So if I go to craft something and I need something, I have a little bit. But then look, my stash is not full anymore, and that's a wonderful thing in this game. Then we're going to go ahead and trade. Going to go to junk, and then some of the stuff you can still sell. So, right, we'll go in here and we'll just sell whatever else we got to the vendor right here. So this also makes me some money by super looting right there. Now I'm down to 198 caps, so that was a pretty good run. Now anything else that I don't use right here, some lucky person's going to come along if this server doesn't crash and get themselves a crazy ton of junk. Now, of course, if you need some, now's the time to jump in and grab it before it's gone. I'm going to stick it right here by the thing, and then I'm going to go ahead and just drop that junk right over here, like so. And there goes hundreds, if not thousands, of resources. And I will literally just... Oh, can't store that here. There we go. Can't drop that. All right. Can't drop it. Can't scrap it. Can I scrap it? Oh. Huh. I wonder why this the specific iron. Vault 94 steel. I don't know what that's all about, but just in case, let's just keep that. That's only 6. There we go. Throw that in there, and now we've got a nice cleaned out thing. Also, by the way, I'm up to, look at, she missed it. Where'd it go? Burp, burp. Up to, my big fat head's in the way. Up to 3,000 caps again. So I just went from 1,700 to about 2,900 in just that little bit of time. Get our radiation off again. There we go. And then on to the next thing. All right, what else did we pick up? Did we pick up a bunch of ammo? I think we did. So that's more ammo we can sell. Oh, dude's in my way. More ammo we can sell over here. Actually, what are my ammo prices over here? I think all my ammo should be set to 1. They're set to just random stuff over here. Let me go ahead and just pull all this back out again. Select items have been updated on the server. Editing previous transaction. All right. Am I buying these or am I just taking these out? Hopefully I'm just taking these out. No, I'm just taking them out. Okay. Taking all that stuff out. Let's really go to work here by putting all of those in and setting the price to 1. I feel like, you know what, just getting rid of this stuff at 1 is a reasonable rate for all this ammo. Like so, all of them at 1. And I guess if you keep one of them in there, at all times, oop, that was 0. Oopsie doopsie. If you keep one of them in there, it should retain the price, I would think. And then you just keep putting more and more of them in there. Try to make a little bit of caps here. I think the player vending is definitely one of my favorite things. Oh, I was saving that for my crew, I think. Oh, well, we'll see if somebody buys it or not. If not, I'll just pull it out and give it to my crew. Yeah, so basically, if you put it in once, it should retain that, and you just keep putting more and more in there. One of the things you could do, too, is instead of running around grabbing stuff like I did, you could just go around and grab just the ammo, right? Because everybody's always looking for ammo, because it just saves you so much time to buy it from somebody else who might have, was running around collecting tons of loot. That's just an easier way to go about it. I don't know if anyone's going to really collect cannonball. See, a lot of this stuff, I feel like, it's not even worth putting it in your thing, right? Like, flares. I'm sure everybody gets 5,000 flares. Or harpoon. I don't know what the market is for harpoon ammo. It can't be that much. But, again, this is a great way to make some cash. You just set all as 1 and then, make a little few extra caps versus selling it to the vendor, because you can't sell it to the vendor. If you could sell it to the vendor, people would be making crazy cash just from that. Big time. Yeah, no space. More ways for easy caps. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, and I forgot to put my perks on. I did again. Yet again, I forgot to put my perk on, which is the one I actually, the reason why I go very high charisma, by the way. If you notice, I call it the Wasteland Tycoon build. Now, again, it's not my first day playing Fallout. I've played all of the Fallouts here over all the time since it's been out. And I play about 2,500 hours in Fallout 4 live here on stream. And the reason why I go very heavy charisma is because I do a lot of trading. I do a lot of cash. I trade a lot of cash back and forth. I convince people to do what I want them to do in game because I have very high charisma. I say, hey, you go and do this, or hey, give me this thing, or whatever it is. That's why I go very high charisma. And of course, I got to be able to carry all that loot, so that's why I go very high strength. And then I like to craft, so that's why I like to go very high intelligence. So that gives you a bit kind of there. And then, of course, I kind of balance out the other ones. Usually I like at least 3. This way you could have a full perk on one card, or you can have a mixture of other cards. I think the card system, the perk system here, is the absolute home run of Fallout 76. Of course, I did hear there are some mods that you can set so you don't forget things. Like I keep forgetting things like hard bargain and things like that. Sometimes I forget to turn it on when I'm trading, forget my great mentats and all of that stuff. Am I worried about it? Not really. Not really. If I forget or whatever and I have less prices for selling and whatever, oh well. I just move on because once you know game mechanics, you could basically earn an infinite amount of caps, right? Millions, billions, trillions of caps if you wanted to. Once you understand the mechanics. I know that I can log it every single day and you basically get 1,400 caps. If I wanted to, I know I could go out, craft a bunch of stuff, or collect a bunch of loot, put it in there for sale, and then just let my character sit all day long for people to come in and do that. And I know people do that. I know people just come in, hit their space bar from every now and again, and just let their characters sit in game where people are just traveling to their thing to sell, and they're not even playing the game. Their game is selling stuff in the vendor, and then when they do play, they collect a bunch of stuff, put it in the vendor, wait for it to sell, then get thousands and thousands of caps that way. You can actually make the most money in game by selling stuff in your actual personal vendor. because you got that cap of 1,400 caps every day. So it's going to make it tough for you to make any more than that. That'll be your maximum from the vendors. And they did do a nice thing, and they combined all those vendors together, so you don't have to do what I call the vendor run, where you go, okay, I got 200 caps from this vendor, 200 caps from this vendor, 200 caps from that vendor. And that's all you're doing every single day, is just doing that loop of vendors just to get that 1,400. So they did condense it so every vendor has 1,400, and when you expend that 1,400 caps, then you're out. Now, of course, there is a trick to that, by the way. First thing you do is you get all their caps, then you sell them a bunch of stuff, right? So you get all your caps until they're out. Then you buy whatever you need. Then they'll get some caps back. Now, they're not one-to-one like it is in Fallout 4. In Fallout 4, it's one-to-one. If I buy something from them, look, it's got 198 caps right now. If I buy something from them, say I buy this corn for 11 each, well, it's a lot, and say he has that is worth 1,000 caps, well, 1,000 caps will appear on the vendor. But in 76, it doesn't do that. And in 76, it's diminished, like 10%. So if you sell, say you buy something for 100 caps, he's going to get 10 caps. It kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. So you can't really sell and buy and sell and buy and sell and buy to really get a great trade, right? Now, sometimes I've traded with mobs in Fallout 4 and literally did a 50,000 cap trade. Right, I bought a bunch of stuff that they had. They had some 19,000 cap items that were really nice items, legendaries or whatever. And I sold a whole bunch of stuff to them, and then got these things in return, as well as bought a bunch of resources, a bunch of ammo, but everything. And I get to a point in Fallout 4 where I can literally go around and buy out every single vendor every 2 days. Every 2 days in game, go around, buy out every single vendor in the entire game. The reason why I do that is because I go out and I make tons of purified water. You can also do it through making, psycho and stuff like that. There's 1,000 different ways to make just crazy tons of cash in Fallout 4. But that's the way I do it. Because I think if I was really there, the thing I would do is corner the market on food and water. That's exactly what I would do, and that's what I do in game. And I take every single settlement, I turn it into a business. All of it's making me money to a point where I'm going around, I'm collecting 8,000 purified water and selling that purified water to the vendor, and then making millions, billions, even trillions of caps in game. And I know same thing in here, right? Like I can keep doing this all day, but the limit is that I've only got so much stash space. So I can only do so much. But if you were really working at it, you could take all of those resources and turn them into something to sell, right? Like you could go and you could make tons of stem packs. You can go and make tons of ammo. You can go and just make tons of resources that you know that people need, right? A great example would be 5mm, right? A lot of people utilizing that 5mm round, right? So if you've got a bunch of 5mm in there, at some point it's definitely going to sell. Stem packs are always a good thing. Bobbleheads, magazines. If you know where to collect those every single time, boom, that's the place to do it. We haven't even got to that yet. We haven't even got to the point where we're going to do all our bobbleheads and everything. So every single time it is fairly easy to make cash in game. Now, also your camp, for me, my camp is a cash generator. That's what it should do. It should constantly be making me cash. Now, I used to have purified water this whole area, and this is one of the best areas because you can do purified water. You can put your camp literally right here next to the vendor, and then use it as a teleport point whenever you need to sell, no matter where you are in the world, right? Even if you're really, really far away, way down here in the corner, I can travel right up here for free every time. Boom. And I'm right by the vendor, go and sell stuff to the vendor. And we've been around, nuking everywhere, and we've nuked just an endless amount of times and done the Scorched Beast Queen over and over and all of that. But right now we're working on raiding. So if you want to do raiding, you got to have a lot of stem packs, a lot of ammo, and a lot of resources. Now, sometimes before I drop those resources, I'll go into the Tinker's Workbench here. I'll go into ammo. I'll make whatever shotgun shells or whatever I need. I don't want to make some right now because I don't have my super duper on. But I'll make all the stuff that I need, and I constantly try to get the resources and burn it. Get it and burn it. Get it and burn it. Because otherwise what happens is you just get overwhelmed. You get overwhelmed and you have to drop stuff. And it's depressing that when you have to drop stuff. It bums me out every single dime, and I have done it hundreds and hundreds of times. So yeah. Let's see. I ran out of acid while processing lead ore. I've been mining in Lucky Hole Mine, so could craft some ammo. Yeah, Buckmiss. Yeah, I discovered that. I didn't even know that was there. I discovered that the other day. Just wandering in through here, out here at Lucky Hole, there is a lot of lead there. Very, very nice. And I feel like that's the thing to do if you're running low on resources, is to find the specific mine that has the particular resource that you need. Lead is a really good one, right? Lead there. There's also lead areas over here. I'm not going to tell you exactly where, but over here. Oh, look, I haven't been to Max Farm yet. Oh, we got to check that place out. But there is a lot of actual mines out in the open. Not just where you go to one of these things here and you take over it. I rarely find these things are taken over now. I feel like those should turn into settlements versus being a PvP zone. I think they should take all PvP elements out of the adventure mode, that you shouldn't be able to be shot, that your housing cannot be broken down. You don't have to deal with jerks coming in and being wanted and bothering you. I think all of that should be taken completely out of the game, and these turned over to settlements. So while you're in game, you can take over the settlement. You don't have to battle other people to do so. It'd be still cool if you battled NPCs when they come in and try to attack you, but you don't go into PvP mode. You just take the PvP stuff completely out of adventure mode. So you take it over. It's a settlement. When you have it, you can go ahead and do whatever you need to do. You still need to defend it against NPCs, or you can have your crew help you defend it. And then when you log off, you lose that settlement. Then somebody else gets the settlement. Who can come in and grab it and do that stuff. I think that would have been a way better system in a PvE mode than what they did with this PvP stuff. And I'm a fan of PvP. I'm a huge fan. But I know what happens. I know what happens because there's always those a-holes who are trying to... their gameplay is disrupting your gameplay. Right? You're disrupting your fun. And they're like, ah, ha, 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 I shot you. I killed you. So, I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all, right? So they're just trying to trigger you. That's their thing. So they should have done very heavy PvE, very heavy adventure, very heavy story mode, and work much more on that than spending all the resource time on the PvP. Then once they got that rock solid, right? And then, of course, the public test server would have been great as well to find all of these bugs ahead of time and then crush those bugs. And then say, okay, PvP time. Let's make a survival mode. Let's make a BR mode, right? That's the way it should have gone. But, of course, in hindsight, right, it's always easy to look back. And they took a risk, Sometimes risks take off, and sometimes they crash and burn. But the smart thing to do is not to say, oh, well, there's nothing wrong. Everything's fine. Right? As the whole thing is burning down behind you. No, you don't want to do that. You want to say, you know what, our bad. We're going to go in. We're going to make it better. And that's what they've been doing. So I give them credit for that, too. Taking the hit and then saying, all right, we're going to make it better. That I appreciate in any game developer, right? Same thing with like No Man's Sky, Sea of Thieves. They said, you know what, our bad. We're going to go to it. We're still committed to making it happen. And then try to make it into a better game. And you got to think that No Man's Sky really came back from that. They're incredible. I just posted a video up on my YouTube about that, about games that made a great comeback despite a rocky launch, big time. And I consider this one of these games. I definitely appreciate them coming in and saying, look, we're committed to it. Look, we're adding all this content. We're going to bring voiced NPCs in. We're doing raiding, and the raiding's really fun. We're having lots of slow raiding problems with that. It's probably best that we don't do raiding today anyway, because the raiding is a little tough because the terminals are so slow. So when you go into raid and you're doing that raid, and raid is timed. So when you're in the standard mode, and when you're doing that standard timed mode, it is really, really tough because you're timed on it. And those terminals are really slow. And you're like, okay, come on, terminal. Hurry up. Come on, you're cutting into our time. Just from doing it on the novice mode, which is not timed, I can tell you that would be nearly impossible to do that when it's terminal-based, right? Probably a good idea for them to rethink the terminal-based raids because they're so slow when it redraws the thing. And I hit spacebar or hit return to try to get it to redraw faster. No. It was very, very slow yesterday. So probably better that we wait for them to, maybe hopefully update that and go with that. All right, what else we got? We got anything else we got to deal with in here? Just a whole bunch of stuff we got on us here. Oh, a whole bunch of spoiled vegetables on us again. Right over here. Why am I got so many? I picked a bunch up again. I picked a bunch up. Get that off of me. Get that off of me. All right, let's go ahead and make a few more caps, and we're going to play some WoW Classic. Let's go. Let's get it going on. Keep that bobblehead. Right now, I'm collecting bobbleheads just to put them on display. Right now, nothing else. So I'm going to put them on display for like 2 seconds probably, and then end up probably getting rid of them. I'm doing good, though. Look, I almost got the full amount there. Collecting a few there. In there big time. Oh, thanks so much for the follows, everybody. Welcome. My name is Kismet. They call me the Wasteland Tycoon. Make that big money up in here. Getting that big money, big money. We catch up on chat. Ran out of acid. Hey, Kismet, everyone. I can only stay for 21 minutes, but watching the stream is time well spent. This is Dragon Overlord. 21 minutes. That's very specific. I like that. Outfit coming in. Hey, Kismet. How do you like the raids? I love the raids. I feel like the raids are a home run. That's funny. See, that's why they call me Kismet. Look, I just answered this question before I read the chat. I always find that funny whenever I do that. That's how I got that nickname, is that I would do that all the time. I would answer people's questions before they ask me, like, whoa, I was just about to ask you that question. Same thing in the chat. The raids are awesome. I think they're a home run. I think they're fantastic. I feel like the current raid is a rough one because, again, the terminals are just too slow. But I do love the raiding. I think they actually absolutely home run that. It was a lot of fun. There we go. And I was supposed to raid tonight, but I overslept. It was my bad. I was so tired. I was rock solid asleep, man. I was like, I was out of it. I was exhausted. Could you show where you are on the map, please? Absolutely. I am currently on right here by the Charleston Station, which is my normal place where I was earlier. Right here, Sylvia Homestead, which is where I was collecting a ton of corn. And then down here, a bunch of razor grain. And that's about 300-400 caps right there, not counting all the stuff that's in the buildings. And I can also go around the road here. I feel like this little area right here is easy 500 caps, right? Easy 500 caps right there. Also, fusion core and all of that other stuff you can grab. But I feel like you just run down there. It takes you like 3 to 5 minutes. You got yourself some loot. Boom, 500-600 caps in your pocket. You can do that every single day. And believe me, over time, that's a lot of caps. A lot of caps and fairly what I call easy mode, right? Oh, I got some disease cures while I was out there, too. And I think everything else is looking good. Inert flux is from unstable flux. And then you can actually use it for water, by the way. Let's see. Holotapes. I thought I already cleared my holotapes, but apparently I got some more. Let's see what else we got in here. Copper ore. Got to watch out in here. Watch out in your miscellaneous. I feel like this is the worst category in the entire game because all the stuff has a tendency to just kind of get in your miscellaneous, and before you know it, you're overburdened. You're like 300, and you're like, well, dang, why am I 300? And then you look in there, and you got 3,000 gunpowder 300 gunpowder. And there's no way you can carry 3,000 without it being, you're at 1,000 weight. But you can go in and just transfer that out of there into your stash to just get it so it's not so heavy. Also, we can break that down a little bit. Let's go into our crafting station down here. And let's see, not quest items. What are we looking for? Not bulking. Oh, man, what is that called? Sometimes I forget what it's called. Actually, I think it's chemistry station. Smelting, that's what it's called. So we can smelt down some of this stuff using our acid. That's why you don't really want to get rid of your acid, because you do a lot of the smelting down like this. I feel like this is mostly a waste, but oh well. Boom, there we go. Because I'm probably just going to end up getting rid of all of this stuff anyway. Breaking down this ultracite scrap. Now, see, look, I'm out of acid. So now I got to go collect more acid around and break that down. But such is the way it goes. There's typically like what I call the top four. The top 4 that I never get rid of, right? Rarely do I ever get rid of. That is adhesive at very early game, because you use a lot of adhesive on your armor and all of that stuff to repair that. But, you know, in the later game, when I have 400 of it, then not so much, because I get a ton of it now. Then, of course, you've got circuitry, screws, things like that. You've got lead, which you absolutely need a ton of that. And, of course, the number one of all things in this game, and that is plastic. Plastic is the thing that just constantly runs out, right? If you have a ton of lead and a ton of plastic, you're styling, because you can just make an infinite amount of ammo. If you just did that every day, that would be another way of making infinite caps. It's just basically collecting lead, collecting plastic, lead and plastic, lead and plastic all day, every day. And you could use a junk mine for that too. There's some junk mines up toward the top of the game up here, where you can just put your camp down there, put your mine down, and just be mining those junk mines. There's other junk mines around too. Plus, there are actual PvP areas that you can take over. But I could never bring myself to really spend the time, like right here at the Ride Rocket, right? There's a junk one there. I believe there's another one out here too that has multiple junk ones. I forget where it's at. I don't really care, because I don't really want to deal with that PvP. I don't want to deal with the PvP. It's just annoying. And you're like, well, Kismet, you can go to the high school and get plastic, and you go here, you can go there and get plastic. True. And I've gone there and I've gotten lots of plastic. But you know what happens in one day? Burn through every one of those plastics. Because you got to think that I use about 1,000 to 2,000, sometimes as high as 3,000 ammo a day whenever I'm raiding, or if I'm doing the Scorched Beast Queen, or if we're nuking some other area, like we're doing the White Spring and running around there. We're doing that constantly every day. That's a lot of resources to burn in a day. And if I could keep my resources from, if I had a larger storage and I could keep those resources, then I could do that, right? But I feel like at some point what I should be doing is, instead of collecting all this loot and then dropping it, is turning it into useful stuff for later, right? Stem packs, turning it into ammo. That's what I try to do now. I try to convert all of that stuff over. Make sure I've got my ammo smith here. Just turn our pharma off now. And then super duper. And I got my hard bargain on. Sometimes I forget to turn my hard bargain on. It's kind of a bummer, because I have it at 3. So if you actually inspect the perk, that is buying some non-player vendors are much better. Way better exchange rate. Let's just go ahead and look at what the exchange rate is for it. Now, the best way to find out what your exchange rate is simply to go in, find something that's a fairly good value. Let's say a stem pack, right? Let's say we're going to sell 1 stem pack. It's worth 10, right? So we take that. We go back in here. We go ahead into our perks. There we go. We take that off. Then we go in. We sell again. Same thing, right? This is the best way to test game mechanics, is to try it with it on, try it with it off. Now it's worth 8, right? So I could have got 2 extra caps basically for most of my stuff that I sold. So I could have got basically double the amount that I've already sold today, roughly. Yeah, it's more like a third more than I did. So that would have been way more efficient and made us way more money. But that's okay. That's okay. If you make a mistake in life, you know what you do? You just roll on. Because I can get caps all day, every day, and I'm gonna hit a max amount of caps anyway that I can get in the day. So it doesn't really bother me if I just oh well, good enough, right? And I try to keep that perk on whenever I'm not hanging out with my crew. I try to leave that perk on, and other things I try to leave on, scrapper, because sometimes I forget to turn that on, and that's a bummer because I do a lot of scrapping, so that's a lot of extra loot, especially a lot of extra plastic and lead and things like that. And again, when I'm not with my crew, I like to be on Lone Wanderer, obviously, and then be on my hard bargain, just so when I'm running around doing stuff. Another great one, Travel Agent, which is going to save you caps when you travel. So we go, and again, checking game mechanics, we go over here, we click here, it's going to be 5 caps, right? So if I take it back off again, Travel Agent, and we can basically see how much it is now, 7 caps. So that's 3 more caps. So that saves me 3 caps. Saving money is making money. Not only in game, but in real life, right? If something's going to cost you $10, but now it costs you 5, well, man, you just made $5 in profit, didn't you? Because you didn't have to spend that extra $5. right? So always be thinking about it as well. Great example. Great example. Where's it at? Oh, I got it over there. I got it over there. Great example. When I get free stuff here in the stream that I give away to you guys, like thank you to Bethesda Gear, who did send me some free t-shirts to give to you guys at TwitchCon, which is super awesome. They also sent me a cool watch, the Fallout watch, that I could have part of my Wasteland Tycoon outfit, and some other cool stuff that my mods are going to use, some bags, some Fallout 76 bags, that they're going to, the Overseer bags, they're beautiful, that they're going to be wearing at TwitchCon as they're walking around, of course, giving out loot drops to all of you guys as well. So, not spending money is saving money, and I greatly, greatly appreciate being in that position. Greatly appreciate all of you hanging out here in the stream, and of course to all my sponsors down below. Make sure to show them lots of love down below, everybody. If you want to buy some Bethesda gear, go down there and click that. I know you're gonna buy it anyway. If you're like me, you're a Fallout fan. You know you're gonna get the pie pin. You know you're gonna get all of that stuff. I'm loving my Fallout 76 sweats, by the way, or joggers they call them in like Europe and places like that. Basically, we call them sweats here in the U.S. Basically, they're just just like cloth pants or cotton running pants or just chilling around the house pants. Goes great, Whisper Cluter. Thanks for being here. I'm always out of plastics. This some do, yeah. Kismet, is there anything in the game that allows you to respec special points besides the level up change thing? I don't want to create a new character, but allowing certain builds based on special point is so annoying. They should let you create loadouts. Yeah, they apparently there is a thing. Alphec told me, I think it was. There is a mod that allows you to do build outs for your perk cards, but not adjust your points. And I feel like it shouldn't be too easy to adjust your points. I feel like you should get to a point where you're like, you know what? Because I had like 16 charisma. I tried a whole bunch of stuff. But as I went past level 50, by the way, when you hit level 50, you will level at, I feel like, 5 times the rate that you did before. And me, I level real slow on purpose because I want to get an idea of how the game plays and how it feels when you play through the game, right? As opposed to, just say, hey, Kismet, here you go. Everybody's giving me all this, high-level gear, and they're giving me caps, and they're giving me stuff. Early game, I do not like to do that. I like to get to understand, if you're a new player and you're playing through, what are the hurdles? Where do you hit those points? Well, one of the hurdles, obviously, is that your stash gets full. That's definitely one of the hurdles. One of the hurdles is the fact early game you don't have any perks, so you're not really doing that much damage with a shotgun or with a pistol or with whatever weapon of your choice, right? So what's the better option early on? Well, melee weapons are the best option because those are OP early on, man. You get a melee weapon, boom, you're one shot and stuff. You get a pistol, you've burned 100 ammo onto something and it's still not dead, right? Well, maybe not 100, maybe like 10, 15. But, man, it's a lot of ammo you have to burn. And then, of course, you have no resources early on, so you can't really make a lot of ammo. You don't have your perk cards, which allow you to make double or triple the ammo. So you're really struggling early on. And I like to know what the struggle is, right? I like to know what it is. Now, of course, they've rebalanced the beginning a lot better. But one of the things that I feel like this game massively fails at is the thing that WoW does perfectly. Exactly right. In fact, to a point that it is the shining example of how amazing, if you do it right, that game is. And I think people forget that about WoW. And that's why people love to play it, even now, playing WoW Classic, is the fact that when you're progressing through the game, you're finding things that are useful for your character. When I'm playing 76, let me blow your guys' mind for a second. Ready? Ready for this? Here we go. I'm going to blow your guys' mind. Oh, there's some dude. Watch this. Ready? Set. Boom. Blow you guys' mind. Yeah. So, I feel like the progression in this game is horrible. What's up, bro? Thumbs up. Fallout 567. I don't know why he's got a name like that. I feel like maybe there's 566 more characters he's got. I feel it really fails at its progression. Like when you're doing a quest and you're going from quest to quest, one of the things that Fallout 4 does really fantastically is as you're going through the game, and you may never even notice this, But with the second I tell you, you go, oh, right, Kismet, is that when I'm progressing, it'll say, hey, Kismet, hey, there's a quest over here. You should go check out this area. Now, I hadn't been there before. It knows that I has not been there before. It says, hey, go here. Here's a quest, right? Instead of giving you very linear quests where it says go here every single time, what it would do is it would rotate the quests based on where you've already been. And that's an incredible mechanic, right? How do I know that? Well, I played through it 6 times. That's how I know. 2,500 hours. I played in normal mode, and I played in the survival mode, and then the new survival mode, and the new survival mode again in a melee mode, right? The hardest way you can play it, in the hardest mode you can play. And believe me, it is really fantastic in the way that it does guide you. Now, when you're here and you get a drop, I find that 99.9% of the time when you get a drop, early level, that those drops are not at your level. They are above your level. Now, here's the problem, right? So you're level 20, right? And you're running around and you get a level 25 weapon. Now, you got no storage space to start. So it's not like you can save that level 25 weapon for when you hit level 25 because you don't have enough storage space. So you literally just have to say, screw it, and get rid of it. And then hopefully you'll find another one when you're level 25. You will. You'll find another weapon when you're level 25. You know what level weapon you'll find? Level 35. And then you're like, okay, well, screw it. I'll just sell that one. And then when you hit level 35, what level weapon do you find? 45. Again, it doesn't drop it at your level when you're going around. And WoW does that fantastically. Not only do the vendors give you something at that level of the quest, right? They give you armor and whatnot, so that you know pretty much that you're going to get something at level that's going to help you continue to level, continue to go. And WoW is very gear-based, just like Fallout 4 is. Very gear-based. If you have a lot of really nice gear, you own. If you don't have a lot of really nice gear, you're usually struggling to get through the game, right? And you got to know those game mechanics. You got to know, okay, I gotta come in with a melee early, build up my perks in the specific gun that I like. In my case, it's shotgun. I love my explosive shotgun. It is beastly. It is beastly because it basically eliminates most mobs' ability to kill me. And you're like, what do you mean, Kismet? How can they not kill you if you have a shotgun? Because I disable them, right? They come running at me. Bam, 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 bam. And you'll see I just shoot everybody one time. With the shotgun, you got to spray, too. So you're going to hit them multiple times. So when I'm spraying them, I'm just like, boom, you're disabled. Boom, you're disabled. Boom, you're down. Boom, you're down. Boom, you're down. And I'm like, all right, who do I want to kill first? Right? Because I've taken away their ability, right? Their ability to rush me. The ability for the mobs to rush you, Assaultrons, robots, ghouls, whoever it is, Deathclaws, whatever it is that's rushing you and getting right on top of you, if you take that ability away, you win. And that's why the explosive shotgun is so great. And it's great in balance with other weapons, too. When you're in a raid, like when we were raiding yesterday, when I was going in, boom, 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 disabling all the mobs, it gives my team longer to go in and then use high DPS to mow them down, right? They're not so concerned, and they're taking a lot less damage, which means a lot less stim packs and a lot less people going down that I have to go and res and all of that, right? It really does make a huge difference. In fact, this is really the key to us making just an incredible fortune here in the game when we were running the White Spring before they massively nerfed it. I'm not sure if it's still nerfed, but it is massively nerfed since the last time we do it. In fact, nerfed to the point of it makes it not even worth doing it, which is a huge bummer because it was a lot of fun. So what we would do is we'd nuke the White Spring, and then we'd run around in a circle in the White Spring. And sometimes we'd do it for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and we would run around in a circle killing mobs, right? And what I would do is when they come rushing out, boom, disabled, 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 and then they'll all be laying on the ground, whole bunch of legendaries, whole bunch of mobs. Everybody get a hit, not only just my team, but everybody who was going with us, and we would wipe out all the mobs, and everybody would get 40 to 70 legendaries in an hour or two. It was pretty sweet. I have a feeling because of me and other people doing that, probably why they nerfed it. But that was a lot of legendaries and a lot of fun. And then we'd spend like the next 5 days just trying to sell them off to the vendor. It was a lot of fun. And then, of course, when you take away that fun, you take away the reason to do that, right? And getting that many legendaries, which you'd think would make you a fortune, doesn't really make you that much money. It doesn't really unbalance the game. right? And you're like, well, Kismet, there's a lot of legendaries, really easy. But you got to think that these legendaries are not legendaries that I need, right? They are legendaries that 99% of the time that I'm going to take and just sell to the vendor, right? Just trade them out for the vendor. Basically to the legendary trade, right? As well as a lot of that stuff that drops is just 1-star stuff, right? And I'm looking for 3-star. I'm looking for 3-star now at my level. I'm level 100 and something. I can't even remember. You know, when people come in and say, Kismet, what's your level? I don't care about levels. Levels mean nothing to me, especially when you're past max level. It really does. Someone says, Kismet, I'm level 597. Bro, go outside a little. Find that special someone. Spend some time with them. But hey, congratulations. But levels mean nothing. Levels are easy. I could grind levels, and I could be level 1,000 right now if I wanted to spend every single minute of every single day grinding those levels. I feel it's more important to have fun and have fun along that journey, to go on the journey, right? To not rush that to the end as quick as possible. I don't like to be level 957. In fact, by the level I'm at right now, 166, I feel like starting over again. That's the kind of person I am. I'll get to a certain level and I go, it's getting a little too easy. Let's start over. Let's see what we can do next time, right? I feel like that is a lot more useful than just making the whole entire game easy mode. I find that when you make a game easy mode like that, you stop wanting to play that game. That's not good. That's not good. I want to get the most out of my money. And, of course, keep continuing to see the content and playing the raids and doing all of that stuff as well. True suggestion. Yeah. I don't mind having the idea of spending cap something to buy. Respect lets you adjust your points once. But being able to swap your points around at will with some sort of cost instantly would be too OP. Yeah. I don't think it really makes that big of a difference here in 76 unless you're doing the PvP mode, right? Then you can just instantly switch. I don't know if it would really impact the game that much, now that I think about it, right? That you could just respec your entire things like you can like in WoW and whatnot. If I really think about it, how much of an effect would that really have on the community and have on the game? If you could respec your talents just to whatever you wanted it to be, right? If I could go in right now and say, you know what? Forget Charisma 9. I want to have Luck 9 and Charisma 3. Right? Would it have that big of a difference? Maybe you have to get level 100. Maybe you have to get level 200 before that could kick in. I don't know. I don't know if it would really affect it that much. I would think you'd have to at least go to level 50 and then pass level 50 after max level. Then you could swap it around, however. But it does encourage you to play another playthrough, right? It does encourage you to keep leveling so that you can readjust your perks to whatever you want. I went in and did adjust my perks. After level 50, I started taking a bunch out of Charisma and pouring it more into Perception, more into Endurance, and more into Luck, right? And then I have my Strength at 15, which I find is a really good balance because I use a lot of Strength stuff for Shotgun and then also for my Pack Rat so I can carry more over here. I only put Strong back on when I'm collecting, when I'm making cash. But Pack Rat is a really good one because it reduces all the junk, and I collect a lot of junk, as you saw, as I'm running around. And then Charisma 9 is perfect because I can share stuff out. And then also, with Charisma 9, I'm finding that if I use my magnetic personality, it gives me enough charisma in case I get a disease or something like that that knocks down my charisma. I'm still okay. And really, I could just use 1, right? And the reason why you want to just use the 1 here, one with a 1-star, is the fact that you're going to gain more charisma than you lose, right? So you're going to use up 1 charisma point to put this perk on. Then you get 1 charisma per person. So you got your charisma back right away, right? And then for everybody in the party, and normally you're going to have 4 when you're raiding, you're going to get 3 more charisma on top of that. So you have like a 3 charisma safe zone that will help you. Now, right now, I could basically use this card instead of having very high charisma. Because really the reason why I have high charisma is for when I'm raiding with my crew. So that I can share out my favorite perk in the entire game when you're with your crew, which is called Team Medic. You share out Team Medic, and when one person uses a stem pack, it heals everybody in your entire group. That is awesome. That is an incredibly powerful thing. If you think about it, the amount of stem packs that you have to use less when you are in a crew. And then also, I can act as a healer. So if someone is getting blasted and they're getting hit, I'll be like, boom, drop a stem pack, and then I heal everybody in the entire group, which is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Yeah, the perk card system, my favorite part of this game. Home run for sure. Absolutely, Shiny. I think it totally is. I think it's the reason to play 76. If you're a Fallout fan and you have not played 76, this is the reason to play it right here. If you played New Vegas, if you played Fallout 3, you played Fallout 4, you're gonna be bummed out about the questing. I'm telling you, the questing needed a lot more love and a lot more work. I think that's universally understood. Again, I tell it to you straight, even though, Bethesda has sponsored my channel before, Bethesda Gear. I answer to no one. I will tell it to you straight. I think that the questing could have been a lot better. There are some cool stuff in the questing, though. There's, of course, the origin of the Brotherhood, how Caps got potentially started as monetary unit in the Wasteland, because this is a prequel, and a whole bunch of other stuff I don't want to spoil for you. There's a ton of quest and a ton of storyline in there, and you're going to be like, oh, awesome, right, when you get to that point in the game. Because I'm a story kind of person. I like to go through and get the deep lore of Fallout and go through and do that. That's me. I read every terminal. I read every note. I go off and do all the side quests and all of that stuff. And that gets you more for your money, too, when you do that. But is it Fallout 3? Is it Fallout New Vegas level RPG? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Is it Fallout 4 level? No, because Fallout 4 is very dynamic. It would remember where you've been and give you quests for where you haven't been. And it would send you over there. And the breadcrumbing is much better. Breadcrumbing is the ability for it to lead you from place to place to place to get a quest done. I found that about, I'd say, 75% of my quests, I would get lost on what I was doing here in the game. So I'd go along and it'd say, hey, go do this. And I like, okay, where do I do that at? Because it's not showing up on the map. So I'd have to quit all the way out of the game, relaunch the game, then go into my map. Oh, okay, now it's showing up, right? You'll have a lot of that kind of stuff, right? When you're doing stuff. It's a technical problem. It's not that the game is not trying to lead you there. It's not that the writers aren't writing good enough. It's that it's technically having issues along the way that disrupts your ability. It's a technical glitch in the game that makes your questing worse. Now, also, a lot of the writing and things like that says, hey, if you go over this way, you might find something, right? I like those kind of quests. Like, hey, go over here in this area. There's something over there you might want to find. And then I'll go over there and I'll wander around and I'll find all sorts of other side stuff while I'm over there looking for my quest. And then, boom, I do the quest and then I'm on to the next thing, right? And I like a nice compelling story. I like a nice compelling, hey, this is the reason why you're there. This is the reason why you're doing this. I like that kind of stuff. I feel like the top of the world story is probably my most hated story that I've ever done in Fallout. The one with the robot. I feel like that's the worst story ever. And I'm forced to do it. I'm forced to do that Raider story. I don't like to do Raider stories. If I don't want to do that Raider story, I shouldn't have to. I feel like a primary Raider story in your main questing is probably not the best idea. I really dislike that one. And also because it had a lot of technical glitches. Like it would say, hey, go do this thing. I go do it, not there. I come back, then all of a sudden the quest wouldn't be in my quest log, right? It's a lot of issues there early game. But they fixed a lot of that. It is a lot better than it was early game. Cold Spirit coming in with the raid. Look out, we're getting raided, everybody. Getting raided. Show some love in the chat. Welcome to Ball 45. My name is Kismet. They call me the Wasteland Tycoon up in here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for bringing your community into mine. Feel free to hit that follow button. We're having some fun. We're talking 76 today. We got a bunch done talking about some of the best parts of 76 and some of the shortcomings of it as well that I think can be improved over time. Now, the great thing about this game versus other Fallout games is if this was Fallout 5, we would have a big problem right now. Because basically, they would fix the bugs maybe, but then the development of the game, other than DLC, would come to an end. But because this is an online game, the development of the game can continue, and it's a live service game, so they'll continue to develop more content and fix problems and do bug fixes. And if you went back and looked at all the bug fixes they've done, that's like 50 to 100 pages of bug fixes in this game. I mean, they've been really crushing a lot of those bugs. I feel like the number one bug right now is the power armor bug. When you get out of your power armor and you get stuck, we just happen to have it. We just happened to have it last night when we were doing raids, and it actually cost us the raid. It cost us finishing it on novice mode, which my team can do in their sleep. It cost us that because one of our team members got stuck getting out of his power armor. We were trying to figure out how to fix it without him leaving the party, because the second he leaves the party, he cannot get back into the instance, which is also, I feel, a big downside of the raids. And then we failed. We failed it after 3 hours of running it, which is not good. So that power armor bug really, really needs to be fixed. So they fixed that. I think they'd be good. Hey, Cole Spirit, what's up, man? What were you playing? What are you playing? Oh, played some Apex. Did you know that I played some Apex and I got in there the first time? Did a sponsored event too. I played some Apex. I went in there. I played my first game of Apex. Supposedly, I got in there with one of the best gamers in Apex. His name was Richard or something like that, or Super Richard or something. I forget what his name is. But I was in there playing, and I thought, oh, wow, I'm in one of the best players in the game. Maybe I'm going to get a win. You know what he did? Ran off and left me. And then I was with this other guy, and he didn't know what he was doing. Of course, it was my first game. I didn't know what I was doing. We both died, and dude ran off. I don't know what happened to him after that. And then I played my second game, and I go, you know what? I'm going to play different. I'm going to play as the bucket, as what I call the bucket. Now, when you're into shooting and stuff like that, for me, in real life, what you do is you put a bucket out there, or you put a milk jug or whatever, and then when you shoot it, you can see the water comes out of there, right? Or whatever liquid you put in there. I don't know, you put some Kool-Aid in there if you wanted to. And then shoot it, and then, of course, the water comes out. So we call it the bucket. It was basically what everybody shoots at, right? So that's what I decided to be, that I'm going to be the bucket. So I would run out and say, hey, everybody, it's me, Kismet, shoot at me. And then when they shoot at me, the team members would go around and wipe them out. It's called bait. You bait them out, right? You're like, hey, I'm the bait. Come and try to get me. And guess what happened? I won that game on my second game. Because we went in, we were battling. I went down. I got killed. And I thought, well, they're just going to leave me. They're just going to grab my stuff and leave me. But no, they picked up my flag. They ran me back. Boom, brought me back. Then right at the end of the game, another guy was coming around this way, so I jumped out and said, here I am, and then he was shooting at me, and guess what? My team member went around behind him, wiped him out, and we won, right? That's called teamwork. When you're working together, there's a magic that happens. You'll see it happen in here when I'm doing raids in 76, or when I'm playing WoW Classic, or when I'm playing Apex Legends. When you play with really great people who are all working together, there's a magic that happens. Whether you win or lose, though, it's also fun just hanging out with your crew. But there's a magic that happens between people, I find. Yeah, I need some water, huh? Well, nice thing is I've got lead belly, so I can just run right over here and just straight up just drink it right out of that, that radiated water right out of there. There we go. Doing good. Doing fine. I'm in, see, now again, I don't rarely ever worry about food and water anymore because I have played the survival mode of Fallout 4. And I know that I used to be super paranoid about water and food in-game. Not anymore. Because the only time you really need to worry about is, one, if you use action points a lot, which I don't. I usually use a lot of just straight up, hey, yo, bro, take one to the face. Bam! Right, like that, right? Just straight shooting without using VATS all that much. Only time I use VATS is when I'm trying to find the mob, or when I'm trying to do more damage to them, because when you are zeroed in on them, you have a tendency to do more damage if you get that hit, or if you do a critical on them, because this is live VATS. This is not a paused or slowed VATS like you get in Fallout 4 or in other Fallout games. Like you'll hit VATS and then you'll be like, and it will completely pause the game, or it'll just slow the game down. Like in Fallout 4, it'll slow it down, gives you more time to say, okay, I'm going to shoot him in the head, click on his head, and then boom, snipe his head clean off. That works pretty good. But here in 76, it's a live, because it's a live service. You can't pause the game. Otherwise, everybody in the game would be like, okay, someone's using VATS. Okay. And then every 2 seconds, it'd be like, you'd be frozen every 2 seconds. It was a great story. Yeah, that was my second time playing Apex. So first, the number one player, or top player in the game, when he ran off and left us, we died. But when we worked together, we won. And I thought that was pretty cool. I think that's like basically sums up games for me. I love to work together with other people. I'm the leader and founder of one of the longest running gaming guilds. 16 years together, over 800 plus members. It could be 9 or 1,000 now. I don't know. I stopped counting at 100. I just say 100 every time now. It's a lot. It's a lot of members over all those years. And of course, not all in one game. We've played a lot of different games together. Typically, we have roughly around 300 max in the different games that we do play. What am I doing there? I have no idea. I just like trading something there. I was going to eat some food. That's what I was doing. Eating some food. And that's why I kept these fillets here. So I can eat them when I need them. All right, there we go. Looking sexy. And that's why I have that food water emote in there, because I do forget quite often. But sometimes it's just fine. Now I feel like that's about done there, man. We crushed that big time. Now I like playing first-person shooters. I enjoy it. I just don't spend enough time that I feel that I can work together with a lot of other great people in there, because I just don't have the time. I got wife, kids, streaming, a lot of other stuff that I'm always working on. I'm always working on something constantly. But I feel like if I wanted to be good at Apex, if I wanted to be good at PUBG or whatever else game, that it would take a lot of my time. Because you got to think there's all these hundreds of hours or thousands of hours that you don't see of people who are really great at something. When you see somebody who's at that top level at Apex or is at that, there's all these hours upon hours upon hours. They're learning how to do their build outs. They're learning what weapon to grab, what weapon they're good at, what weapon has the highest DPS, what weapon is a great all-around weapon, what's a great short weapon, what's a great armor to grab, what kind of attachments do you need, right? And then, of course, the battle tactics, where to stand, where to be, where to snipe someone, how to sneak up on somebody to get behind them and then wipe them out. Those are all game tactics that you have to learn, and those cost time. And if I wanted to be really competitive, at that level, I could. I'm an incredibly great sniper. Look out. I'll come and get you. I'll get Sparkle Dog, too. She's a great sniper as well. Get her on it. But I just don't feel like it's a great investment in my time to do that. But I do love me some first-person shooters from time to time. I'm old school. I'm like Unreal Tournament. I'm Quake. I'm, Doom from back in the day. I'm really, really old school. So, yeah, I like me some tournaments. I've won some tournaments, too, by the way. Old school tournaments, like LAN tournaments, where you go to a thing and do LAN. Yeah, I've won me a few of those before some of these other people who say they won tournaments were even born back in the day. Good night, Kismet, fellow tycoons. Have a good Labor Day. You have a great day as well, Gaza. Thanks for being here, bro. I'm the OG, the original gamer from the 70s. I've been cutting the path for gamers very unapologetically for the last 40-plus years. And people are like, Kismet, did you really play the original one? Yeah, the very first gaming system, the Magnavox Odyssey. Played Atari. I played, of course, on Mac, on PC. I played on mainframes and supercomputers along the way. Silicon Graphics. You just play some fighter jets and that kind of stuff. Been in full-size flight simulators as well. Love me some flight. Love space travel. Love fantasy games. I like really all types of games. I don't try to limit myself. I find if you limit yourself in life, you get a lot less out of it. You can like whatever you like, right? It's your life. You can like whatever music you want. You can like whatever type of game you like. If you go out, you like Lord of the Rings and you like Star Wars and Star Trek at the same time, hey, go for it. It's your life. Go for it. Ain't nobody tell you what you can like. That's your life. You only got so many minutes. You only got so many minutes in your life. Enjoy every single one of them. And just, forget all the people who are trying to put you down. You know what I mean? Me too, bro. Well, there you go. There you go. All right, let's get into some WoW Classic, everybody. Let me go to my overseer's office for those who are new. Watch this. And you think to yourself, hey, Kismet, who does all those awesome graphics for you? This guy. Because I've also been a graphic designer for over 25 years. I've worked for some of the top companies in the world, including Apple, where I had to step down from my epic job because I got sleep apnea and vertigo. I was literally trapped in the bed for over a year and a half. I had to decide to do something else in my life, and guess what? Doing it right now. And of course, everybody, all the naysayers come in. Kismet, it'll never happen. You'll never be partnered. You're too old. You're too this. You're too that. Whatever. You're not a cute young girl or a cute young guy anymore. You're not going to succeed here on Twitch. Purple check mark, baby. Never give up. Never surrender. Relentless to the end. I'll keep sending that partner thing in until the end of time. The world will crack in half, and I will continue to send that sucker in. And I feel like Twitch knew that. I feel like Twitch says, this guy ain't ever going to stop sending us his partner thing. You know what? Give his partner check mark. And I appreciate it greatly. Twitch been giving me lots and lots of love this year. Massive. Probably one of my best years ever. Got a lot of major sponsors as well here in the stream, so I can give you guys some epic loot. Because that's what I do. I put every single penny right back into the stream. I don't make a dime doing this. I do it because it gets me out of the bed every day. It's something I love to do and has literally saved my life. I've lost 50 pounds. Actually, I'm down another 12 pounds now. And I am in better health than I have been in a very long time because it motivates me. Says, hey, come on, Kismet, today's the day. Get up and stream. Of course, I did oversleep today. That was my bad, everybody. My bad. I did oversleep, but man, I needed that sleep because I streamed 88 days in a row, which would have been absolutely impossible. Would have been impossible for me to do that when I first got vertigo, when I first got sleep apnea. There's no way. No way. I probably couldn't even done it a year ago. There was no way because it's just so daunting to stream every single day. And for me, to do that for 88 days, I feel like is a huge life accomplishment. And you're like, well, Kismet, I could do that in my sleep. That's not very hard. I could do that. Well, that's you, bro. When you're my age and you've got really tough medical conditions, believe me, it ain't easy. It ain't easy doing something that level. And I try to keep setting that bar, right? Raising that bar up just a little bit. You don't want to set it too high because you just know you're going to fail. So you want to set it up just a little bit higher, and just keep going. Like one of the things I wanted to be able to get where I could get around again. Right? Spend time with my wife and my family. I have 3 daughters. My oldest daughter is 14, and then my twins are 11. They are wonderful. I spent some time with them. And my wife tonight was her birthday yesterday. She turned 25 again, as she keeps doing over and over again. We are actually very close in age, but she keeps turning 25, and I just keep getting older. That's the drawback of being a dude. You just keep getting older. The ladies just keep looking young and beautiful. That's the way it goes. She'll always be as beautiful as when I first met her. Just wonderful. Still wonderful to this day. Been with her 26 years. 26 years together. And you're like, Kismet, how do you last that long in a relationship? First, quit being a selfish bastard. that's my advice number 1. And 2, you got to put that person above all other things. Not just other people, but all other things. Money, stuff, your career, everything. Everything has to be secondary. That person has to be number 1 for you, and you have to be number 1 for them. Always. Always, always. Because what happens is it causes an imbalance in your relationship. If they're not number 1 and you're not number 1 and you're off here looking at this girl over here or you're looking at that guy over there, that's going to cause a disruption in your trust between the two of you, right? You got to have that trust. If my wife comes to me right now and says, hey, I need your help. You need to stop streaming. Boom, this stream is gone, bro. I'll hit the stop stream in a second. And if my friends call me, I say, Kismet, hey, Kismet, I got my cool phone. Check it out. My cool Mighty Skins on the back. Thank you to Mighty Skins for that. If my friends call me right now, I'm like, hey, what's up? And they're like, hey, I need you. I'm like, where you at? Japan? All right, I'm there. And I will stop the stream right this moment. And I will go fly to Japan. Even though I don't have enough money to do so, throw it on a credit card, YOLO, figure out how to deal with it later. If they need me, I got to go. They're always wife's number 1, family, friends, right? That's the way I look at it. So that is a great way to keep your relationship stable. Don't try to win all the time. Winning, you don't win. No matter if you win, you lose anyway. Because you know what? You lost because you're arguing with your significant other. A lot of people do that. They'll get in a really abusive relationship where everything's about an argument. If an argument goes on longer than 10 minutes, then you failed. Because your goal, when you're with someone else, is to solve a problem. Right? You're just solving a problem. It ain't no big deal. Why are you making such a big deal? What's the problem? A, trying to solve that problem. B. Now, just so you know, guys, sometimes she don't want her problem solved. Give you a little life lesson. Your job is not to solve her problem because guys are very analytical. They're like, oh, well, that's just this. And, if you don't like the people you work with, quit that job, right? No, that's not what you do. If your significant other is coming home and she's having a bad day, she just wants you to listen about her bad day. She wants to express her emotions. That's it. Just sit there and listen. Stop trying to solve her problems all the time. If she wants you to solve her problem, she will say, hey, I have this problem. Solve this problem. My wife does that all the time. Hey, the kids have knocked the screen door off its hinges again. I need you to solve this problem. Right? You got to know the difference between those two. Solve the problem. Listen. Right? You get those 2 things down, your relationship will last for a very long time. 26 years, bro. Still going. Wife's as beautiful as ever. She still looks 25. I'm looking a lot older. And that's how you do that, everybody. So a little life lesson for you. But I feel like it's time. Let me do my cut real quick. Now, of course, you guys are watching this in the future on YouTube. I am working so hard on these darn videos. I hope you're hitting subscribe. You know what? I'm just going to tell you. Hit subscribe right now. Hit that subscribe because this is a lot of work putting these videos up on there, man. It literally cost me 3 days of putting these videos like 8 hours a day for the last 3 days. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and throw a comment down below, even if you're just saying hi. Go, do it now. I'm just going to be straight up. Go do the thing. All right, watch for the next video. Keep watching these videos. You wanted me to keep posting them on YouTube. Otherwise, I'm going to stop. Hey, everybody. Kismet here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right in the center of the screen. Also, check me out live on twitch.tv/Kismet. I'll see you all next time.